Alright folks, thank you for joining me here at the Rolling Grill. Today we're doing a good test cook. This is simply a test cook. I do have a pork butt here. Probably about a 7 to 8 pound pork butt. It may even be somewhat still frozen inside, but it's not about that. We don't really care about that. We are doing a review on the Alcove 36-inch vertical propane smoker. I'll put a link to the first video right here of me actually, showing you, walking you through it. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to it. We don't want to spend too much time fooling around. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my QQ Dust seasoning on this pork butt. And I'm going right in there. Like I say, this one is pretty frozen. I'm going to move the camera down so you guys can see me work. Alright, nothing to it. QQ Dust will do it. Can you see that? Yeah. Alright, so again, this one is somewhat semi-frozen. I had a pork butt in the refrigerator. I wanted to do a review on this grill. I really want to, get it set up and see how this thing was cooking. So, I'm going to start bottom side, pork butt, heavy coat of rub. You can pack it in or rub it. It's your meat. Do it however you want to do it. You do it the way you want to do it, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Some people don't believe in rubbing. They think it abuses them. I don't know. They think it roughs up the meat too much. Whatever. You do what you want to do. You want to pack it in, or you want to just sprinkle it, let it set, and let the juices of the salts and sugars go in and bring out the moisture. You do it how you want to do it. I'm going to allow it to pull out the moisture, so I'm just going to dust it up real good with the seasoning, and then after it absorbs the moisture, I indeed will rub it in, and I may even go back with a second coat because this is a pork butt. The premise of it is everything that we're putting on the outside is going to get chopped up into the meat, and that's what's going to help to season the inside, which we can't season right now. We're not injecting this. It's just simply going to be a test cook to see how this cooker functions. And really, I want to just see if it can get some good smoke on it. I just really want some good smoke on this pork butt. So that's all I'm gonna do for now. I'm gonna sit here and let it sit for probably about 15-20 minutes. Let the seasoning, the pork butt, absorb all the seasonings, bring out the moisture, and then again, like I said, I'm gonna rub it in because I want to get a nice, beautiful bark on this. So there it is, y'all. Pork butt test cook. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, we're ready to go. Sat here for probably about 20-25 minutes. Start to absorb a lot of that rub, and all I did was come back over it, hit it with a little olive oil spray, just to tack that rub in, so that it doesn't stick to the grate, but it stays on the meat. So let's go ahead and take this outside, put it on the smoker, and let's get started. We're gonna be cooking with Western oak and applewood. Yeah, boy. All right, I'm gonna put it in here. Let me see. I'm gonna put it on this rack right here. Let me move it over a little bit so y'all can see. There it is. If you look down at the bottom, sorry about them cars. If you look at the bottom, I've got apple, oak wood, and I got some onion pieces down there. And it's right there. So let's close it up, let it smoke. All right, it's been about an hour. I just want to check it out. Oh, also I put a little catch pan in there so all my drippings wouldn't fall on my wood and kill my smoke. So, but I've also noticed that if you use this water pan, let me see if I can get a good picture of the water pan. If you use this water pan, you're gonna probably have to come fill it once an hour. I noticed that. That's like two cups of water. I'm gonna try to fill it up to the rim. But yeah, if you fill it up probably about once an hour on the water, that's just gonna help you regulate your temperature. Right now I'm staying right about me zoom in on that. I'm right about 275, 280. All right, where are we at? We are about 3 hours in. I changed my water pan. I put the pan right here and just put water in it, as opposed to putting it down there. I just think it's probably gonna work better right here. It'll prevent that water pan from warping, and I'll be able to catch all the drippings. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it down a little bit. Try to keep it as moist as I can, and I'm gonna let it keep on rocking and rolling. My heat is probably staying right about 250, 275. Lock it in there. I plan on just letting it smoke. If it takes 10 hours, I'm gonna let it go for 10 hours. I'm gonna see how far I can take this this vertical propane smoker. So far so good. It smells real good. As you notice in the back, I've also, let me focus in on, I've shut my vents down just a smidgen so I can get a little bit more smoke penetration. Other than that, that's it. No fuss. Just gonna let it ride out. Stay tuned. All right, now it's time to wrap it. It has been on the pit for 6.5 hours. We got some good color. Some good color. 6.5 hours. Good color. Now I'm going to wrap it. But when I wrap it, I'm putting it fat side down. Now, this is just something extra. You don't have to do this, but man, how many of y'all ever use these Papa John garlic butter packets? Bro, you talk about some good stuff. The Papa John's, man, that's some good stuff. So I'm just gonna throw it in there. Sometimes when I have a lot of them, I use them on my ribs. Sometimes I use them on my brisket. But man, this right here is just something else. You know, it ain't really for nothing. Hopefully we get a little flavor from it. We can drain it off later on and mix it back into meat. But anyway, I have 3 pieces of foil. I'm going to turn this sideways. The only reason I'm doing 3 pieces of foil is because I want to ensure that I don't miss, I don't get any dripping in that pit. All right, folding them off on the end, and I'm creasing them up. And there we have it, y'all. Back on the pit. I'm probably gonna be running right around 275 again. That's which is like medium low on that grill, on that vertical smoker. And we'll see how long it takes to get to 197, 98, 99, maybe even 200. So y'all stay tuned. Yeah, boy. All right, back in the pit it goes. I'm gonna put it right up here at the top. Let it sit in there and rock and roll for another 2 hours. When I temped it, it was at 155, which is perfect. So y'all stay tuned. Yeah, boy. All right, y'all. This is an hour and a half in the wrap. Let's check the temp. All right, moving kind of slow. It's at 170, 169, 170. I say I probably got about another 45 minutes to an hour, and I should be right where I want to be at. So, gonna come back and check it later. You can kind of see it's juicy though. You can see plenty of moisture coming out of it on the sides, which is why I put this pan in there to catch all my drippings. Because I'm gonna take the grease off, take the fat off of those, and then I'm gonna pour that drippings back over the pork butt when we chop it up. And just like that, we are at 200 degrees, perfect temp for pulled pork. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing out. All right, folks. What I like to do as soon as I take it out of the pit, I've got it to temp to make sure that it doesn't continue to cook. I like to unwrap it. And the purpose for that is to let the steam escape. Because if you don't let the steam escape, then of course it's gonna keep cooking. Alright, now I know this is a bad aluminum foil job, but it's all good. You can see the steam. Alright, and there we have it. As everyone likes to say, you can tell if it's cooked real good because this bone right here should come right on out, which it does. You can see on that bone, nice little smoke ring. Perfect cooked pulled pork. You can take it off at 195, let it walk its way to 200. Or you can take it off anywhere between 195 to 200 degrees and just let it rest for a few minutes prior to cutting into it. But before I even do all of that, one of the most important things, after you let it rest, let me put this in camera view, is to take those drippings, put them in a greaser, the greaser. Alright. And all you want to do is try to separate the fat from the good stuff, if you have any good stuff left. If you cooked it right, a lot of the good stuff should be in the pulled pork. Look at there. Beautiful little smoke ring on the money muscle, super tender. Great pulled pork. That thing is ready. You have a beautiful bark that QQ does. Nice beautiful bark, beautiful smoke ring, and it's good to go. You should be able to break it up just like this. Take out all the bad fat that may be in there. Any intermuscular fat still left in there, any tendons, you take those out. But it is ready to go. Cook right there in that 36-inch vertical propane cooker. Look there. That propane cooker, vertical propane cooker, gets a better smoke ring than a lot of these fancy pits out there in the streets right now. I'm here to tell you. That's a nice size smoke ring on that piece of pork right there. So, just want to do a little test cook on the pit. I'm going to go ahead and clean this pork up real good and make me a sandwich. But as always, man, I want to thank y'all for joining me here at the Roll and Grill. Good food, good vibes. Catch y'all in the next video. Yeah, boy!